Looks like I am live. Bit of a late one tonight because this is literally the first time I have had a chance to get in front of my business laptop. But anyway, that aside, I thought today would be a great topic, and I'm sure that a lot of you are super busy. If some of you have started health and fitness goals or trying to maintain them, it can be a bit of an extra, stress trying to juggle all of that. So I thought I'd do a vlog on holidays and food. So let's talk about food. But let's also really talk about what really matters, right? And so I guess before we do that, then we need to really just assume and set some parameters, right? So let's just assume that we're going to look at food as just food, because at the end of the day, when we do that, then there really is no good food or bad food. There are only choices. And the choice is always the thing, right? And it's a little bit different during the holiday season. So let's think of it this way. Every time you choose to eat one thing over another, what you're really doing is you're voting for what's really important to you right now. And during this season, you might find that some of those values change. Um, and every decision realistically at the bottom, or at the end of it, or its core is really calculation, right? It expresses what really matters to us in a particular unique moment. All choices, if you think about it, you have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to, and choices really express what's important to us. All choices have consequences, which we've chosen to accept, right? And with the holidays, there is a key question then I recommend you ask yourself when you come into certain food choices, because you're going to be exposed to a lot more temptation, seasonal foods, and a lot more social things, right? And so the first thing you really need to ask to yourself is, what matters to you right now, right? Is it feeling good? Is it connecting with loved ones? Is it truly nourishing your body and staying on top of your fitness goals? Is it feeding your soul? Is it remembering your heritage or your family traditions? Is it taking the edge off a tough round of holiday shopping or those last minute work deadlines? Or, is it just surviving a family get together and all the drama that goes along with that, right? So there's no judgment here. You get to decide, obviously, what your priorities are. And sometimes other things should count over what you're fucking eating, right? Excuse my language. Like, sometimes it's going to be the more important thing in the moment is going to be trying new things, might be expanding your database of life experiences if you're, perhaps hanging out with different family and friends that have different cultural traditions and so on. There's going to be times when unadulterated, guilt-free, moral-free, straight-up joy and pleasure are the most important things, and there's got to be a time for that, right? It could be, like for me, I love fruit mince pies, so just having that bite of that first fruit mince pie, is exciting. Maybe it's the first sip of your favorite drink or a seasonal, holiday festive drink, right? It could be that whiff of a holiday dinner cooking in the oven, your traditional Christmas roast and all that represents, right? And it could be the taste of food after a day of fasting, if that's in your cultural traditions. In other words, I think the most important thing is that just regardless of your health and fitness goals, except if you're like me and you comp prep, and then in that case you've made that decision already with those short-term trade-offs, that, this is the time to actually take some time to enjoy and have some of those seasonal treats that you don't get to have all that often, and spend time with the people who matter most for you, right? And it can be the time as well where you can actually allow yourself to have things that you enjoy without thinking it's off limits, right? Why add an extra layer of stress or guilt to something that could just be a pleasurable experience? So the trick is with that, though, is to do it consciously, mindfully, and joyfully. So rather than trying to go, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to eat any of those things, I'll just take my own food, or whatever the case may be, maybe actually allow some bandwidth or flexibility in what you're eating, so that you can actually just enjoy things as they come available to you, and nibble on things that you might not nibble on, but enjoy it, really savor the flavors on it. And instead of just scoffing it down and, thinking that you're never going to see food again and eating an entire buffet, just enjoy little bits of what really you want to eat, and savouring it. Taste the layers and let them linger on the palate and so on. And the key is to, stay present and checked in, choose your food items with purpose, and then move on. Because when you do that as well, it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable, a lot more memorable, And also it gives you a moment of rest, which is the whole point of the holiday season, right? Is to actually refresh, recruit, rejuvenate, all of those sorts of things. And so when you take that approach, then you can really enjoy food, connect with others, and still be healthy and fit, right? Like, because health and fitness is not always about watching calories. And you can do this all at the same time. It's possible. And of course, you can choose with purpose. You can slow down, taking a moment to really safely enjoy things. And you can look for moments of true joy rather than getting distracted by guilt, anxiety, or regret, right? And so here are like 5 tips around, getting the most out of your holiday season when it comes to staying on track, right? And number 1 is to think about what really brings you joy over the holidays. So, what really actually refreshes and rejuvenates you, and how can you actually make sure that you make time for that? And it doesn't always have to revolve around food or eating, but at mine, right? Like, my favourite tradition, probably a little biased towards the whole fit stuff here, but my favourite tradition is generally to train legs on Christmas Day and New Year's early because there's no one at the gym, and it's great. This year, I won't be doing that because Christmas falls on a Sunday, so I will be doing a different body part for a change, but we'll still be in the gym, right? And this year, I get to do that with my husband as well, which will be really enjoyable for both of us because that's kind of what we love doing. Number 2, and the other thing is I'll probably get to the beach as well and be a bit of a beach whale because that's also a thing that I enjoy doing, and catching up on sleep because who doesn't love sleep? So pretty low key, but that's what I need to rejuvenate me. And I don't have a lot of family things to do or family commitments this season, so I'm going to make the most of that. Number 2, think about the choices you make and how you make them. So during this period, it's not about making the right choice, like a good fitness person, right? Nobody's going to be judging you or, giving you pieces of coal in your Christmas stocking because you might have had a few treats around this time, right? It's about making the right choice for you at the right now and being aware of how you got to that decision. So all we're asking is that you don't just mindlessly go on a food binge and then have a food coma baby and then feel guilty for the next 5 days, right? Take the time. Number 3 is to really savor the moment, and I can't harp on about this enough. So whatever you choose to eat, drink, or do during the holidays, take the time to check in, pay attention, and be present with those things. Make them count, right? Some of the things that bring me joy during this period is like those, the taste of that first batch of fresh summer cherries. Maybe not forking out, the ridiculous exorbitant fee that they tend to be, but, all those fresh fruits and summer fruits that you only get around Christmas time. Some of the flowering plants that come out at Christmas time. All of those things make the season really fun and memorable and give you that just a little moment of joy, right? Number 4 is to reach out, right? Strong relationships are an important part of good health, and this time of the year isn't always fun for a lot of people. So if family stresses you out, then go and connect with friends. Have you ever been to another friend's family things and been adopted? It is so much more fun, right? And also a smart idea to have people who who have swimming pools. Pro tip there. But anyway, whatever else, and whoever else you consider in your tribe, right? So, that could be other social groups, or it could be some of your sporting events or hobbies or whatever it is. Go and spend some time with them. And if you'd like to add more supporters to your team, then, that's where getting coaching on anything that you want to get better at in life can be really important, right? Because you start to connect with people who share similar interests, and then you've got that growth mindset and you've got something to work on, right? And number 5 is to give back. It's really stressful when your gaze is constantly fixed on what you're not doing right, or your body, or your poor food decisions. So don't focus on that. Consider how you might be able to share good health and well-being with others during this important time of the year. So if that means like organising a walk, or when you're having your family outings, making sure you get out in the pool, or getting out to the park and having a bit of play and all those sorts of things. Go and do something that's active and fun. But anyway, the point is, in the end, whatever you celebrate, however you celebrate, it's up to you, right? You get to choose that. So make the most of it. And so I guess on that note, if I don't speak to you, which I probably will, hopefully, before the end of the year, I hope you and your loved ones obviously enjoy everything that this season has to offer. And I'd love to hear some things that you're going to make time for over the festive season, so comment below.